G'day everyone. The Sydney Roosters will host the Melbourne Storm to kick off round 21, and I've got a couple of interesting 11 of 12 trends that are going to change how you look at this game. But first, if you're enjoying these tips, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us some love, give us a like, give us a dislike. We don't care, whatever, an up or a down. Now, let's get into it. 11 of 12 is the amount of Thursday night wins the Melbourne Storm have had. And they've also been winning at 79% on Thursday nights since the 2019 season. The other 11 of 12 is the amount of times the Melbourne Storm have beaten the Sydney Roosters. Plus, they've won the last 6. So, two big, heavy stats to throw at you right up to start round 21. Look, it's been a couple of an interesting week last week for both of these clubs, both losing. Melbourne lost their first game at Amy Park all season, and to the Manly Sea Eagles of all the clubs in the world you can lose to. But that's what happened. It's given them a shake-up, and now they're going to have to come into this match without Cameron Munster, who it is on the sidelines because of his father's funeral. But Tyrone Wishart comes in, and we're going to then straight up expect a bigger game from Jerome Hughes. So Jerome Hughes always steps up when Munster is not there. And look, we're expecting him to actually score a try in this game. He's got an incredible record against the Sydney Roosters, scoring 5 tries in his last 4 appearances. Plus, he's scored, 3 tries in his last 4 games already. So Jerome Hughes is an anytime try scorer. But what are we picking for the game? Well, I'm taking the Melbourne Storm minus 4.5. Now, the Storm have covered the 4.5 point line that they're facing in this match in their last 10 victories over Sydney. So it's a pretty impressive stat against the club that they always dominate. Now, the Roosters were looking good there for a while, but things are falling slowly apart. They've been chopping and changing in their halves due to injury, and also with Sam Walker coming back, which has derailed that flying attack they had at the start of the season. So they're coming up against Melbourne, who have been extremely solid recently in defence. Melbourne weren't that great at the start of the season in defence, but Craig Bellamy gave them the spray they needed eventually and has shaped up their defence, which is second in the league, averaging just 18.5 points conceded per game. So we're riding on that one against the Roosters, who looked pretty flat in attack last week, with James Tedesco being probably the quietest he has been all season. So I like the Sydney Roosters actually to score less than 20.5 points in this match, and Melbourne Storm to cover that 4.5 line, and Jerome Hughes to be the anytime try scorer. So there are your 3 tips for this one. Riding a lot of 11 of 12 match trends, and we should see the Storm eventually get up over the Sydney Roosters. So there's your tips. Just remember, happy punting and gamble responsibly.